Well, cousin Malcolm Jamal Warner's wife has a GoFundMe. A multi-millionaire, Michael Jamal Warner, and his wife is doing a GoFundMe to take care of her and her kid. Granted, it's been a year, so if she had a little bit of money in the bank account, yeah, that makes sense. A year later, the money would be gone if she had like a year of emergency fund in the account or a year of access to the money in the liquid access, liquid money. A year later makes sense that she would need a GoFundMe because Malcolm is not here providing income and she doesn't have anything. Y'all, this is very, very sad, but let this be an example, ladies. Let this be an example. Make sure you have your stuff. Make sure your name are on those documents. Make sure you have the trust fund or the money. You can't just trust them to say they're going to take care of it. Michael Jamal Warner's wife and child's heartbreaking financial situation revealed 1 year after death as GoFundMe launches. Why didn't Malcolm Jamal Warner make sure that if anything happens to him, God forbid, your wife and your child would be taken care of? Huh? At the mercy of people. I'm gonna donate to the GoFundMe because there's a child involved that's hungry. Michael Jamal's widow, Tenisha Warner, is in serious financial struggle, according to a GoFundMe that was created by her friend. The Cosby Show star died July 2025 when he drove on vacation with his family. Tanisha was left as the sole provider for their daughter. Destiny Rail created the fundraising page on behalf of Tanisha, who's facing a series of costly and heartbreaking situations. You have a sweater? You sure? She says, I have watched Tanisha spend this year grieving the love of her life while honoring the promise they made to each other to homeschool their 9-year-old daughter. She wrote every single day she shows up for her child as though her own world had not fallen apart and still makes sure breakfast is on the table. Destiny lengthy message know that Tanisha would never ask for this kind of support, so I am asking on her behalf. The target is set to 40K. On return from Costa Rica vacation, Malcolm died. Tanisha discovered their home was flooded. Not only that, but the actor had not updated the estate plan before his passing. Every room holds their memories with no space to truly mourn. Destiny because the demands have never paused. Legal matters that began within weeks of Malcolm's passing, financial weight carried alone, a house to put back together, and their daughter to care for every single day. She has stretched every resource she has and borrowed from people who love her just to keep that one foot in front of the other. Malcolm's finances were not in order when he died. Oh my God, this is so sad, y'all. This is so sad. This is sad. And people, I read the comment, God, she needs to go to work. She's been out of the work, what is it? Work, whatever, for years. It's not as easy for her to go back to work. I have friends that's been laid off from New York that hasn't gotten work. And I'm telling them to come on down to my job to apply. But they're too proud to come work in social service. I said, girl, you're too proud. You got kids to feed. You ain't got time to be proud to come on down to the welfare office and try to get you a job. You could get some money to feed your kids and your health insurance and pension. You may assume that Malcolm Jamal Warner's career left his wife and daughter financially secure. That was his intention. Malcolm had worked with his attorneys to update his estate plan to provide for his wife and daughter, but he passed away before he could sign it. They thought they had time. Why he didn't sign it? She does not have financial cushion, people might assume. Jesus Christ. Tenisha paused her career as a doctor of psychology to raise their family and support Malcolm's acting career. They made that choice together, and she would gladly make it again, said Tenisha, friend of 19 years. But it means that today, without his income and without access to what he intended to provide for them, she does not have the financial cushion people might assume. Tenisha, why you didn't make sure Malcolm signed that life insurance? The moment y'all got married, y'all should have had that life insurance. The moment you got married, you should have had him sign that life insurance. You don't even have life insurance so that if he dies, you can pay off the house and take care of your child. That's what my husband said. If I go before you, pay off the house and put some money away for little Michael to go to college, and y'all live on the rest of it. You don't even have that. Oh my God, this is so sad. Malcolm's widow is in court battle with her mother-in-law. Tenisha filed a lawsuit against Malcolm's mom, Pamela Warner, who is the trustee of the Warner Family Trust, over a prenuptial agreement dispute. According to TMZ, the suit claimed Tenisha is entitled to $1.2 million, which Malcolm allegedly promised her in their 2022 prenuptial agreement. In a previous statement, Tenisha said that legally she had no choice but to take action quickly before the statute of limitations expired. She claimed Malcolm was close to finalizing his new estate plan, which was created 2 decades before he met his wife and started a family. So for those of you who don't understand, what she's asking for, she's really not asking for to have the trust. She's asking for what he agreed to in the prenuptial agreement. That's what she's asking for. She's not trying to be the head of the trust or take over the trust or be added to the trust. At least that's not what I've heard. What she's asking for is what Jamal and her signed the prenup. She's just asking for what's in the prenup. The prenuptial agreement from the time they got married until the time he died was $1.3 million. 1.2. Poor thing is the naked wife, because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He was 54 years old and was caught in a high current. As a single mom, Tenisha carries the cost of resolving Malcolm's estate alone, because asking for people for help does not come naturally to her. Destiny added. That is why the people who love her have launched this campaign to help Tenisha honor Malcolm's wishes and his legacy while providing stability for their daughter as only child and the family he loved most. On August 12th, 34 had been raised with an anonymous donor donating $32,000. Gosh, why they didn't just put that money in her hand? Because GoFundMe is gonna take a part of it. My heart goes out to her. But ladies, let this be an example. Y'all, this is why marriage is just not a piece of paper. That prenup is not just a piece of paper. That life insurance is not just a piece of paper. Y'all, if you get married, get that life insurance. Because if anything happened to your husband, you want to be able to grieve in peace. You want to be able to not worry about how the mortgage is going to pay. You don't want to worry about, even if it's just enough to pay for the mortgage, even if it's just enough to pay off the house. At least you know you don't have a mortgage. All you have to pay is insurance and taxes. Even if it's enough to pay off the house and put some money aside for your kids to go to college. Anything is better than begging people. Jesus, have mercy, have mercy, have mercy, Jesus. My heart goes out to her, and I'm going to donate to her because there's a child involved, and I hope that she can get the help that she needs. Let's see, sorry, y'all. It's shameful. It's shameful, and shame on the mama too. Shame on the mama, because I would, if that was me, I would pay the $1.2 million to keep my son's name clean. There is no way, ain't no way I'm going to have my son, my only child, name being dragged through the mud and the dirt and the myrrh. Huh? $1.2 million, which she probably is going to have to end up paying because it's a debt that is old. I was listening to the lawyer on Good Morning America, and he said, what's the lawyer's name? I forgot his name. He said there is a good chance she will get the $1.2 million. There's a chance because he signed the prenup. It's a prenuptial agreement that she never got. So, ladies, what I'm saying to you is you have to make sure you and your kids are taken care of. Get the life insurance, honey. Get everything. Make sure your name is on. I want to see it. I want the life. I want to see it. I'm not going to trust you that you going to make sure I'm going to be all right. No, I want the life insurance policy. I want my name on everything. Because God forbid anything happens to you, I need to be able to take care of these kids and keep your name clean and hold my head up and not hold my head down in shame. All right, y'all, this is so embarrassing. It's sad and embarrassing. But anyways, I love you. I love you. Let me know what you think about this girl. I'll talk with you later. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up. The husband profile begins in September. If you want to take this class, the link is below. I also love you. Thank those of you showing me love and support 23 Tasks Guys You Might Meet. My #1 best-selling books is on Amazon. Love you guys. Bye.